If the feds wanted to know.
All right, a live update now. We're tracking Hurricane Earl. Governor Kucheri about to address the state's response to the storm.
Let's go live now to the EMA in Cranston.
The storm is pretty consistently tracking what we've been saying for the last couple of days, which is right now it's projected as it has been to be east of Nantucket, somewhere between 50 and 75 miles passing east of Nantucket. That's good news for us because, as I said yesterday, that means the impact on us will be, wind, surf, and rain. And I'll get into that in a moment. The winds are Category 2 right now, and so the wind speeds are coming down. Right now, National Weather Service is predicting that by the time the storm gets up off of Nantucket, it will be probably Category 1, big storm, but its intensity is diminishing as it moves north, which is fairly typical. We still have tropical storm warnings posted for our coast, and in fact those warnings have extended into Massachusetts, the nearby coastline, and that means we will get kind of the winds that we talked about a little bit yesterday. But listening this morning, my sense is that it is moderating in terms of its wind impact on us. Yesterday we were talking about sustained tropical force winds. Right now the National Weather Service is sort of moderating that down slightly, saying we can expect winds of 30 to 40 miles per hour along the coast, with possible gusts, not likely, but possible gusts up to 50. And most of that, and the 2 points I want to make important here are the timing on this. Let me also add, before I do that, we talked about the storm surge potential yesterday. That also has been diminished. They really don't believe now that storm surge should be of any consequence in the upper Narragansett Bay or any of the coastal communities. Coming back to the timing, because the two issues we are concerned about right now are the wind is moderating in terms of the potential, but there's still tropical storm force warnings in place. The heaviest winds are still projected to be this evening, and in the 6 o'clock, and heaviest probably 8 o'clock and beyond tonight. The issue that's got us the most concerned right now for public communication is rainfall, because as I said yesterday, and the Weather Service made that point again, that the rainfall is very difficult to predict in these, particularly with a tropical storm when it gets up here and all the different factors. Remember, yesterday they had moderated their expectation for rainfall down to 1 to 2 inches, possibly a little bit more. Right now, their latest is they think the rainfall could actually be heavier. You notice there are already some bands hitting us along the coastline coming up the state. The issue for us right now that I'm concerned for all of our citizens is the heaviest rainfall is going to also occur probably 5, 6, 7 o'clock and into the evening tonight. What that means is, recognizing the difficulty of predicting precisely how much where, the concern is that along the I-95 corridor is where we could see some of the heaviest rain tonight. And so what we've got we're taking extra precautions on that. We're concerned, therefore, about mostly highway flooding. This would be the runoff. We're not concerned right now about river flooding. This amount of rain, as it's currently projected, could be absorbed within the rivers, within the watershed, without significant river flooding. But there could be significant highway and urban flooding from runoff. So our concern now is that the water impact on our highways, particularly I-95, this evening and into tonight when it's dark. And so we are, as I said, have taken precautions. The state police We have additional resources in. We know what the areas are along the interstate and some of the main highways that are prone to flooding. DOT has sent crews out already to sweep those areas and try and clean the drains, and so that hopefully the flow will not be impeded. But again, if we get high wind and a lot of leaves, that's going to be difficult. But we are working on those areas. We know what they are. The state police, as I said, will have resources out, additional members out tonight on the highway. The message to our citizens right now is tonight, stay off the roads. It's going to be a lousy night, all right, with a lot of rain and some pretty good wind, and it's not a good night to be on the road. So please stay off the road, particularly the interstate, unless you absolutely have to be out there. Because obviously the concern is that if you get flooding, puddling on the interstate, and it's dark, the visibility not great, and people encountering that and hydroplaning and all the things that we don't want to see happening. So right now, that would be what I would say would be our major concern as I look at my notes here. As I said, it's good news. It's continued to track. I have to give the weather forecasters, National Weather Service, a lot of credit, because they've been on this track pretty consistently now for several days, and this storm has behaved to this point as they had predicted. And although we've done a lot to get ready for the worst, because these are highly unpredictable, and they can change, let me put it that way, and the Weather Service is clear and with that precaution. But the good news is right now it looks as though it's far enough north, it's following the track that's been projected, and we will miss the worst of it. So I think right now storm surge not a problem. We don't think river flooding should be a problem. The wind velocities are still high. If you thought about last week when we had 3 or 4 days of some heavy winds, probably comparable, maybe a little bit worse than that, but comparable to that. There'll be a significant amount of beach erosion because as this storm comes through, the wind will start out of the south, switch to the northeast, the north, and then the northwest late tonight and tomorrow morning. But right now, our just concern for our citizens is those on the highways tonight, and stay off the highways, stay off the interstate, and I think we would be best. Before I open it up for questions, let me just thank all of you, and I mean this sincerely. What we've been trying to do each day is give you, that is the media, the latest and best information we have. You're hearing it right after we get updated from National Weather Service with the latest. And I think it's been extraordinarily helpful for you to get that message out to the public. I think the public has been listening. People have been taking precautions, following it very carefully. And our goal has been, as I said, to give you the best and latest we have, understanding that this is not a pure science. These storms can behave in odd patterns. But the good news is so far this one has behaved pretty much as was projected. And I also, so let me stop there and open it up for questions. We've got the general here, the director, Captain Delaney from the state police, and the director.
Well, that was Governor Don Kachuri giving us the latest on the hurricane, obviously saying that when we get into the thick of this, you should really stay off the roads, and saying that the DOT is preparing for all the rain that has, in some parts of Rhode Island, already arrived. And the rain and wind might not be as heavy as, hurricane-style winds and rains are, but that doesn't mean the ocean still isn't. That's a dangerous place to be. And rip currents as well. So, thrill seekers, please stay away from the ocean and stay off the roads tonight if you don't need to drive. You can watch the rest of the news conference streaming live right now on WPRI.com, and you'll be able to watch this afternoon's episode of The Young and the Restless in its entirety on WPRI.com tomorrow. Click on CBS shows at the bottom of the homepage. We now return to programming already in progress.